great to be back. I'm going to give you a bit of a tour today of my garage. I'm going to show you a couple of the bikes that I really love, a couple of track bikes. I'm going to talk a little bit about my Ducati Multistrada. I've owned a few of them. I'll try not to make it too long and boring, and I hope you enjoy it. This is my second ever video, so I apologize if the audio quality is still not quite right. I'm still playing around and getting to know which mics work best. I think maybe this garage segment, the mic could be a little bit better. But regardless, it's great to have you here. If you have any comments, any requests, anything you want me to go deeper on, just let me know. And please, if you have a minute to like and subscribe, that'd be awesome. Cheers. I'm going to start by introducing you to the wonderful Ducati V2 Multistrada. I also own the 950 version of this. And actually, I've had almost every Multistrada since they first came out in 2003 when I had the 1000 DS, which was the original Multistrada. It had a 992 Desmodronic V-twin engine. It's definitely known for its distinctive design. It was when the beak, the famous beak of the Multistrada made its debut. I also had a 1100S, and that was the upgraded version of that with larger, I think it was a 1078 engine and some higher end suspension. It was my first road bike with Omen's suspension actually. And I moved back to New Zealand for a few years. And when I went back to New Zealand, I got the 1200 DBT, which was actually the first bike that they had with their variable timing, which really brought out more torque and sort of smoother power delivery in the Multistrada platform. When I moved back to the US, jumped back on, of course, another Multistrada. I got the 950, which was the predecessor to this model. And the only Multistrada I haven't owned is the 1260. The 1260 had a larger 1262 DBT engine and even more torque. But what I found is actually I really enjoy smaller displacement motorcycles, and I've often said I'd much rather go fast on a slow bike than slow on a fast bike. Having said that, I did dip my toe into the Multistrada V4, which is a whole nother story, both on the track and on the street. I had a V4S Multistrada for the street and a V4S Panigale on the track, both of which are now no longer in the stable. The V4 is a major leap for the Multistrada. It marked the first time that a 4-cylinder engine was used in a Multistrada line. But I can tell you that every version of Multistrada I have has never failed to impress. And Ducati is super committed to innovation across this platform. You could argue that they really invented the urban ADV segment for performance-oriented motorcycles. So you're probably wondering what's underneath these covers. Not that it's too much of a giveaway, yet one is a Ducati and one is an Aprilia. And you'll notice from my garage, I'm a bit schizophrenic when it comes to motorcycles, but I tend to like the European variety. That includes Vespas. So how about we take the covers off and see what's lurking under here. Allow me to introduce you to my Panigale V2. Now, this Panigale is not street legal. I think if Ducati were to build an S version, it might look something like this, but actually this is a lot better. First thing I did was strip the bike down to basically nothing. You'll see some photos above of what that looked like. Put a full Toomey system on it. I'm old school when it comes to Ducatis. I like Toomey systems more than the Akrapovic systems, which all the kids seem to like these days. I'm told this is the first one actually that was sold in the US. Had to wait a while for it when I built it last summer. The next thing is always upgrade the rear sets. These are Woodcraft rear sets that I'm running. Really important on the track. I'm running in GP shift, which is, if you're not familiar with GP shift, it's a reverse gear shift pattern, different from what you ride on the street. So in GP shift, it's 1 up, 5 down, as opposed to, so if you want to change, if you want to go up the gears, you're pushing down, and so it's a little bit different. And when obviously if you're dropping down, you're pushing up. Put a GB Racing clutch cover on there, although I am running a beautiful Suter slipper clutch underneath there, photos above. I talked about the easy grip that I have in Multistrada. I have even more aggressive ones here on the track bike, including sliders and monkey grip. Now, monkey grips are great, particularly on the Ducati. The Ducati has a pretty narrow tank, which makes it difficult at times for a larger guy like me, a taller guy, when it comes to hanging off the bike. And so these monkey grips just kind of keep you in place on the bike. This is a race seat, very different from a stock seat. Obviously running slicks, and he's had a pretty good year, as you can probably tell. I replaced the triple tree with a new triple tree setup. There is no key, as you'll notice, it's just a straight kill switch, and then all these buttons are mapped to different functions to access the menu. Just nice and clean and simple. Domino grips. Upgraded the brakes. These are far from standard. These have massive amount of braking power, and I'll put a list to these below in the description. The fairing is actually the Ducati track fairing, which comes in white and just unpainted. I painted it red. Now this is not a bike that races in competition, so it doesn't need the removable belly pan. This is purely a track queen for track days. And there's a lot going into this bike, too much to talk about here. But I could, if folks wanted me to do a drill down into exactly what I've done and the parts, just let me know below in the comments. So this is my other track bike. This is an Aprilia RS660. Once again, it is designed for track use. This is right up to race standards for here in the US, so it's purely a track bike. It's never been on the street. Now it's far from stock, starting with the full active system, which you'll see there. Again, I love the same Woodcraft rear sets, and this is an Armour Bodies fairing that Woodcraft sell. Again, they sell it in the grey form, which I have painted. If you're in the Pacific Northwest and you want a really good painter, I know a guy, he's really good, honestly the best, and he did a great job matching the paint here. Now I also upgraded the rear shocks to Öhlins, and I also upgraded the front to Öhlins. Race seat makes a huge difference on the track. Another monkey grip setup that I have on my Panigale. Swapped out the triple tree, put on clip-ons. Once again, running a GP shift. I thought I'd take a minute to talk a bit more about my RS660. As you can see, this is a pretty terrible crash that I had at Laguna Seca. Actually, the year I bought the bike. My frame sliders saved me. If you know Laguna Seca, this is between turn 2 and 3. And it was actually the first lap of the first day of the first session. So it was like a sighting lap for me. Anyway, the bike went for a nice slide. I had track fairings, so everything was replaceable. I had it back up on the road pretty quickly, back on the track within a couple of weeks. But here's the video of that actual crash. Idiot hit me from behind, and admittedly I wasn't going super fast, but I was keeping a good line. My lines were good. I didn't overtrack. It was the first session of the first day, and thankfully I walked away from it with a sore shoulder. The person who hit me, if you're out there, no grudges, but hey, I hope you're okay. I know you got taken away in a helicopter, so my thoughts are with you. I hope you're okay, and these things happen on the track. I'm going to go back to Laguna, don't worry. But we'll talk a lot more about my track experience and what I've learned over the years in the upcoming sessions. But that's just an indicator of how great this Aprilia RS660 is. I thrash the living daylights out of it all the time. It's actually my favorite bike to ride. Again, riding small so-called slow bikes fast is so much fun, especially as you get more skills and you start passing the bigger bikes, and then it's even more fun. So there's one motorcycle that I haven't unveiled yet. This will be unveiled very soon. If you want to make some guesses as to what it is, make some comments below. Like and subscribe, and you'll get a notification when I unveil this bad boy. So anyway, that's me for today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any comments, questions, whatever, just shoot me a note. Cheers. Have a good day. Bye.